successful business to me is going to be different to the next person, and I think that's what makes this opportunity unique, is that no two Mary Kay businesses look exactly the same, no two Mary Kay beauty consultants look exactly the same, that you can be your unique you. And that is not something that you find every day. The ability to be the best version of yourself, where you're growing and changing and evolving so positively on a regular basis that, it's just a win-win situation. When Mary Kay came into my life, I was working 3 jobs. I was on that hamster wheel of life that you hear people talk about, and I was buried in student loan and credit card debt. My career was in domestic violence services. That was my very last position. I had always known I wanted to work with women, children, and families in need, and I had been in the nonprofit counseling field for 7 years out of college. And for some reason, it didn't dawn on me that working nonprofit, which is, a wonderful paycheck of the heart, it just doesn't bring in a whole lot of cash for the household. It didn't dawn on me that I was going to actually need some money to pay back the student loans I had accumulated. And so I found myself working 3 jobs. I had a 1-year-old at home and just was pretty much tired, broken, miserable. I actually met my beauty consultant at one of my part-time jobs, and I was very confused because she was this super cute, in her 20s, blonde girl, very, very bubbly, and I was just wondering how she was planning on being successful in this company that I thought had products for people much, 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 much older than we were. And so to see how excited she was, it really kind of got me excited, and it took a lot of convincing, but she actually brought me as her customer to a Mary Kay event where I got to meet my national sales director, Diana Sumter, and my senior sales director, Brenda Tholen. And they showed me a much bigger vision of what this company was about. The products were amazing, completely changed my skin. I loved everything that she educated me on as far as skincare and cosmetics. And that's where I realized that Mary Kay really wasn't about selling a product, it was about building relationships. I got to hear women who were doing this very, very part-time as something that maybe they didn't really need financially, they just loved the social time, the girlfriends, the confidence, the experiences. And then there were people who were working this alongside full-time jobs as something supplemental for an extra, $500 to $1,000 in extra money a month. But they had other things that they were passionate about. This just filled a need. And then I saw women who were very successful in their lives and who had actually walked away from very successful careers to pursue Mary Kay full-time, and that's kind of what spoke volumes to me. That really opened my eyes that this was much bigger than a cleanser and lipstick business, but that it was really a vehicle of changing people's lives. And within a couple of months of watching this, put money in the savings account to chip away at debt, pay the car payment, the insurance, seeing me grow as a person and seeing how much more outgoing and happy I was, I knew that this was something that I wanted to pursue on a larger scale. And within a year, became a unit, and within a year had earned all 3 company cars, the last being the pink Cadillac. I feel that there are 6 major things that people are looking for when they're exploring being a part of this company and this amazing opportunity, and I've defined them as the 6 C's, and the first one is cash flow. A lot of people, I'd have to say the number one reason why people initially get started into Mary Kay is for the extra money. And I want you to dream for a second, because this company teaches you how to dream again. We as little girls have all these dreams, and then we wake up one day and through the reality of life, we've forgotten how to dream, and we just find ourselves existing and surviving. But this company teaches you how to live in the land of and. How to have money for the essentials, how to save for the future, manage your money correctly, but then also, learn how to splurge a little and be rewarded for the efforts that you're putting in so that your family can see the fruits of your labor. And so think for a second, if you had an extra $3,000 in your hands right now that we could help you generate with a Mary Kay business, what would you do with it? Where would you go? What would you buy? Who would you impact? Because for some people, it's not about what they're giving to themselves, is how they can give back to other people. So think about that. So think about the cash flow and how much even an extra $500 to an extra $1,000 a month, how that might change your family's financial situation. I remember my very first weekend in business, I had really no idea what I was doing, but they just told me to go out there and share what I loved. and make people feel great. Go in there, not with dollar signs in your eyes, but with an ability to be a blessing to somebody and to take your business and be a blessing. And I practiced on 6 faces, sold over $800 in Mary Kay product, and we do make 50%. We're one of the highest direct sales commissions paid in the United States. And so for a profit of $400 for about 6 hours worth of work, really blew my mind. The car program. Thanks to Mary Kay, I am excited to say I am debt-free. Did pay off all of my debt in 4.5 years of starting my business. And a big piece of that has been the car program. And when you earn a Mary Kay car, they pay the taxes, the titles, the registration, and a good portion of your car insurance. And when you're not spending money on that, guess what you can spend it on? Whatever you want. So if it's saving it or taking a vacation or whatever it is that drives you, the fact that you are able to have that money freed up is a huge impact to a family. And so just to talk about the different levels of cars, the first level car is either a white or a red Chevy Cruze. And we're talking beautiful, brand new car that only you have driven, which is just amazing. But if the car does not excite you, you have $375 a month to spend however you want for 2 years. And then the sales director cars, we have a black Ford Fusion or Chevy Equinox and a cash compensation option on that of $500 per month. And then we have the beautiful pink Cadillac. And you know what? I never even thought I would ever drive a pink car. Whenever I heard about the car program, I thought it was something that people talked about but nobody ever achieved. And when I went to my very first Mary Kay event and saw a whole entire parking lot filled with Mary Kay vehicles, I was like, wow, this is a real thing. And that pink Cadillac, when you realize what that stands for, it's a unit filled with women and men who are working very, very hard for their families. And it's a representation of the lives that you've impacted, and it's iconic. I think when people get to know really about this Mary Kay, the company, and the opportunity, they realize the amazing causes we support. And every time you purchase Mary Kay products, you're supporting a small business in your community that was started by a person who had a really strong reason why. So you're investing in her hopes and dreams and her family's hopes and dreams. And then also you're impacting our Mary Kay Foundation, which has 2 main causes. One is cancer research for cancers affecting women. Millions of dollars donated there. Also for violence prevention against women. And what's amazing is that Mary Kay, and through the initiative of the Mary Kay Foundation, which in large part is from our clients and our consultants, they are supporting the Love is Respect texting campaign, that if anybody should find themselves in a unsafe relationship or unhealthy relationship, they can text 22522 and there will be somebody on the other end there to support them and get them the help that they need. And so that just kind of shows you the power of a Mary Kay purchase and the power of a Mary Kay business. And then sometimes too, when people get started in this business and there's extra money involved, they can't think for a second, what they would spend it on for themselves, but the ability to give it back. And so I want you to ask yourself, if you had an extra couple $100s per month, what causes would you support? What causes would you pour into? How would you impact your community there locally? Those are important things to think about. You can be wildly successful in a lot of places in your life, a lot of different careers. I think what makes this opportunity so unique though is the culture, and a big piece of that culture is that you cannot get ahead without helping somebody else first, and that when you're wildly successful, the way that you get there is bringing other people to the top with you. So you can design a life that you love, but at the same time, you're able to help somebody else create that. And I think that's what I love most about this, is the fact that I can have whatever it is that I want in my life if I'm willing to do the work for it, but then I can also help somebody else to have that same thing. And many other careers, you have to wait for somebody to quit, die, or retire to have what they have, and you watch people be passed up for promotions or companies closing or benefits packages being cut, but here you have that control. You have that ability to create a secure future for yourself and for your family. It is a safe haven. It's a safe haven for women to grow into the women that God called them to be, and that your success in Mary Kay is in direct proportion to how much you're willing to grow yourself, and when you are willing to step out of what's comfortable and to enlarge your comfort area and and just try new things, like the sky's the limit, and that you help to be a part of shaping that for somebody else. And that's really, how you make it to the top, is by taking people with you. The recognition is out of this world. Even at a unit level in your national area, or even in the company, there's so much. There are just so many things, so much applause. The prizes are out of this world. Like I'm wearing beautiful diamond ring, compliments of Mary Kay, just for getting out there and impacting women and families. Like that's really what it's about. Some other things that I have earned: trips around the world, all expenses paid, been to Maui, Hawaii, Beijing, China. Yeah, lots of jewelry, but just the appreciation of working your business and pouring into the lives of other people. I think that that's something that's missing in a lot of people's lives, is showing up to their work and feeling a genuine appreciation. We're glad you're here, huge pats on the back. I think sometimes the only time we ever get feedback when we work for other people is when we've done something wrong. The next C is customization. We as beauty consultants, we're able to customize people's skincare regimen and provide for them a service that no other department store could do. I mean, personalized, where we know your name, we know what you love, we know about your family, your birthday, your anniversary. We strive to build relationships. So we customize people's skincare, we customize their color, teach them all about trends, and all of this training we get right here in Mary Kay. It's not something that we have to come in knowing. We get that training. And so that side of the customization people love, but the other piece is the ability to customize your life. Do you wake up and go to a job because you want to, or do you go there because you have to? And I talked before about, people are sometimes just surviving, but I feel like if you have the option to be thriving, why not? And in this company, you have the power to wake up and design your day. And you know what, if you were to build this along things that you're passionate about, because that's the beautiful thing, you can take this all the way to the top, but you don't have to sacrifice what's important to you, and you don't have to sacrifice the things that you love and that you're passionate about. But wouldn't you love, though, to create a wonderful, secure plan B, so that you could wake up one day, and if you decided, you know what, I need a change, I need something different, you have now built something solid that can now become your plan A. And then a lot of people take a look at Mary Kay just for the self-confidence. The confidence building is out of this world. I'm not the woman today that I was 11 years ago, thankfully. I have a lot more belief in myself. I'm a lot more confident. Put together, I feel like the sky's the limit. And the beautiful piece is I get to build that for other women in this company. I get to help them to design a life that they love. And you hear a lot, especially in the Mary Kay world, that you can't give your kids what you don't have. And so I feel that, now that my daughter, she's growing into a beautiful 12-year-old, and I feel like she is the confident, outgoing, empathetic girl she is because of growing up in a Mary Kay environment and being in a household where all things are possible, and that you set goals and you strive really hard and you work until the last minute to meet them, but sometimes you might miss them, but the important part is get back up and do it again and try it all over again. And I know that is a message that she's getting loud and clear, and I feel like we're breaking generational cycles, that you don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. You can change up the way maybe that you had grown up. And I know for me, that's been a big thing. I have a whole new perspective on what wealth is. I have a whole new perspective on, investing, and that you might not be able to control what happens to you. And you can't maybe control your circumstances, but you can certainly control how you respond to it. And it's given me so much positivity and this proactive attitude that you can do whatever you put your mind to, and that nothing will stand in your way when you're determined. You hear all about these amazing things that Mary Kay has to offer and the impact that it can make on your life. It's not something that you're making a huge commitment to. You are just testing it out, trying it on for size. It's a $100 starter kit, but it comes with over $450 in full-size products for you to demo on faces, and then it comes with a couple $100 in business building supplies. You don't want to wake up 20 years from now always wondering, what if I had? I think sometimes our brain goes to all the things that could go wrong instead of really dreaming for a second on all that could come out of this. And even if you're with us for a short time, because for some people this isn't something that they're with forever, it's just a season of their life, but they do come out with more money, more fun, more friends, more positivity. And you know what? We're in the beauty industry. Gosh darn it, we all get cuter. And I don't know one person who would turn down looking younger and feeling younger, and that supportive family environment that Mary Kay creates. I mean, you will come out of that with that. And these real tried and true girlfriends, are there who are there for you through thick and thin. And it really is a sisterhood, nothing like I've ever experienced before. But when people are taking a look at trying this, really the only thing that holds you back is fear. Fear of something. Too much overthinking. Do not overprocess this. Do not overanalyze it. This could definitely be life-changing, but to try it is not this huge commitment.